everybody, this is GamerGar and welcome back to another video of Stardew Valley. For the purposes of today's video, we are going to talk about the mistakes I have made in the 1000 hours of playing Stardew Valley. And believe you me, there are a lot of mistakes that I have made in this game. So let's start with the very first mistake here, one of the most common mistakes that I make a lot, and that was not getting a horse in Stardew Valley. Even when I reached the end game, the stable was always something that I neglected to get because of the fact that it needed 100 hardwood. And at the start of the game, 100 hardwood always seemed overkill to me because there was always something else that needed hardwood that I wanted to make. But getting the horse is an absolute game changer because it means that I can get around Stardew Valley a lot faster. Each day in Stardew Valley, it has a time limit. So when you get the horse, it means you can get a lot more done in the day because you can move a lot faster. You can also give the horse triple shot espressos and buff food and it goes even faster. Next up is donating certain artifacts to Gunther. When I got my first dinosaur egg, I never realised you could incubate it. I didn't realise you could have a dinosaur farm. Dinosaurs may not be the most profitable of animals, but they're certainly one of the coolest. Do not give your first dinosaur egg to Gunther, incubate it and give him the second one. The same goes for the prismatic shard. I didn't know what the uses for the prismatic shard was. I saw that it was an artifact, gave it to Gunther. Gunther was very happy about that. I wasn't when I found out later on that I could get an awesome weapon for it. Next up, we have going into the Skull Cavern and losing high valued items when you die. And I can tell you right now, I've died plenty of time in the Skull Cavern. So I just died here now. And Harvey, of course, is going to save us. Thank you very much, Harvey. But when you die, the game basically has a random number generator and it will decide on if you're going to lose items or not. This time, unfortunately, the game decided to punish us big time for dying in the Skull Cavern. We lost our starfruit jellies, our starfruit, we lost our truffles, we even lost our lovely infinity blade. So rule of thumb, if you're going into the Skull Cavern, only bring in items that are going to help you in the Skull Cavern. Don't bring in items that you're going to sell for loads of money. If this does happen to you, trust me on this, reset your day and start over. Next up, we have running out of trees. So I'm pretty sure it's happened to everyone where you decided on a project, you needed thousands of wood, you cut down all the trees the game has to offer, and then this happened. There's no trees left. You have to wait until spring for them to repair. Use tree seeds and use your tree fertilizers. Next up, we have the rare coal tree. The coal tree is a tree that you can randomly get in Stardew Valley. I think lightning hits the tree and it turns into a coal tree. And what happens is that when you harvest the coal tree, it will give you coal, which is really cool. Now it is extremely rare to get a coal tree. If you do want one, the best advice I can give you is to just plant a big huge tree farm and pray that lightning hits one of the trees and it turns into a coal tree. If you get the coal tree, don't do what I did and cut it down. Next up, we have misplaced bombs. How many of you have harvested your lovely batteries, your lovely jellies, your wines, but you've had the bombs out by accident and you accidentally planted the bomb, blowing up your machines in the process and half your farm along with it? I have, plenty of times. Thank God the game doesn't have an autosave feature. Next up, we have the trash can upgrades. Did you know you can upgrade your trash can all the way to an iridium quality trash can? With an iridium quality trash can, you can basically put items into the trash can and it'll give you back a percentage of what the item is worth. With an iridium quality trash can, the percentage is actually very high. Now, you can also put weapons and rings into this. It saves you from going to the Adventurers Guild to sell them to Marilyn. But it's something that I haven't used in ages. It was a trash can upgrade. Next up, we have the salmonberries. So as you probably noticed that when you play through spring, you notice a day where the bushes have loads of salmonberries on them. And you can get a few salmonberries from each bush. Now if you actually have a maxed out foraging skill with a foraging buff, and if you can get 4 salmonberries per bush, do not sell these salmonberries. Even with the bear's knowledge perk, they are not worth selling. Instead, you should save them and eat them for energy and health, because they're actually pretty good for energy and health. A regular salmonberry is 5 gold. An iridium salmonberry is 10 gold. That's nothing. Even with the bear's knowledge, an iridium salmonberry is worth 30 gold. It's still very, very small you know, for the salmonberry. But look at the energy and health you get back from them. 35 energy, 15 health for the silver star. 45 energy, 20 health for the gold star. That's pretty good. And 65 energy and 29 health for an iridium star. That's very good. And you can get hundreds of those in spring if you you know, if you harvest them each day for the 3 days that they're there. Next up, we have trellis crops. These things are the bane of my existence. There's a reason why I don't use trellis crops in my videos, and this is the reason why. I hate trellis crops. How many of you have done this? I have plenty of times, where you've planted all your trellises only to find that you can't go through them. You can't water them. So now you're going to have to use your pickaxe and destroy them, or plant a bomb and get rid of them. Pro tip though, Junimos can pass through trellis plants and they can harvest the trellises for you, no problem. Next up we have sheds. Please do not do this. What you see here is a shed's worth of preserve jars. Look how much space to take up outside. That's one shed's worth of preserve jars. If you have lots and lots of machines on your farm, put them inside a shed and save yourself tons of space. I didn't use sheds for a long while. I put everything out in the farm, which took up loads of space. Next up we have the NPC'S of Stardew Valley. They're basically like Terminators. Nothing will stop them from reaching their goal. Look at Pam here. You know, the town alcoholic. Yet, look how determined she is to get to her job, so you can get to the desert at 10 o'clock. NPCs will destroy items that you place in their paths. Here's a tip though. Some NPCs only travel certain paths at certain times of the year, so you could put trees in certain paths and have the NPCs destroy the trees, which prevents you from cutting them down to save you energy and time. Next up we have staircases. Use your staircases. How many times have you got to the mines and you're on floor 29 or 34 or 99 or 119? You needed that one extra ladder to get down to get the checkpoint, but the game just wasn't giving it to you. You were low on energy, low on resources, and you only had 1 or 2 hours to get back to bed. That's why staircases are so handy. Do yourself a favour, keep your jades, go to the Desert Trader on Sundays and get yourself some handy dandy staircases. They will save you so much heartache. As you can see here, I'm going to get loads of staircases. And staircases trivialise all of the endgame content as well, especially Skull Cavern, because you can just spam them and you can ascend through the floors, or descend through the floors. Next up we have the importance of birthday gifts. I don't know how many times I've played through a Stardew Valley game, and I just don't bother with the birthdays. Making friends with people in Stardew Valley is so beneficial. Not only do they give you recipes, but they give you gifts in the mail. Let's take a look at Marnie here. We just gave her a diamond on her birthday. She absolutely loves it. You know, you're going to get a huge multiplier when you give people gifts on their birthdays. Next up we have the Statue of Uncertainty. A lot of people don't use this. This is an absolute game changer. This allows you to change your professions as many times as you want, only for 10,000 gold. 10,000 gold might seem like a lot of money, but when you get into the end game of things and you start selling some serious crops, or you start stocking up on animals, 10,000 gold is a very small amount of money. Next up we have the truffles. If you have the botanist profession, which means every time you pick up a forageable it's an iridium quality forageable, do not process your truffles into truffle oil. You will lose money. You get more money for an iridium quality truffle than you do with the truffle oil. Not only that, but those truffle oil machines are expensive as hell to make. Don't waste your money on them. Let's have a look here. Let's go into the farming tab and let's look at the truffle oils. They're worth 1,065 gold. Let's look at the truffles now. 1,250 gold. So the truffles are much better. So I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll upload the next Stardew Valley video in the next day or two, so stay tuned for that. And as always, I hope you have a great day. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified for my future videos. And as always, have a great day.